some men's hoops now with Pirate assistant coach Reggie Williams. Man, looking at Reggie's bio, so led the NCAA at scoring 2 straight seasons at VMI. And Reggie, do you know the company? First of all, welcome to the show. Good to meet you. But
thank you for having me.
You know the company you're in on players that have done that?
Yeah, I know it's one particularly famous name on there that people like to remind me of.
Well, you got the Big O and Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete Maravich and Oscar Robertson, the only other players to do that. That's about as good as basketball company you could have.
Yeah, I mean, I'm blessed and fortunate enough to be mentioned in the same sentence as those two when it comes to scoring the basketball in college. And thankful for my college coaches and my teammates that I had back then to help me with that.
Coach Mac McCarthy joins us on Tuesday, former ECU head coach, coached at VCU and Chattanooga, and told him you were coming on to talk some Pirate hoops, and he talked about how awesome you were during your playing days. And how about that career you had in the NBA, that lifestyle? What was that like for you? And 11-year pro career. It's a long career.
Yeah, I mean, coming out of VMI, small college, university, and I mean, not too many people get an opportunity to make it to that stage. And, I took the time, I put in the work, and I had a great support staff as far as teammates, family, and coaches. And the lifestyle is something that I wasn't really accustomed to or expecting, but I was able to adjust and learn some very important things, which allowed me to stay in the NBA for a few years, longer than I think most people expected, because at some point it doesn't always just come down to your talent. It comes down to you being just a good person, a great teammate, coachable, and things of that nature. So I was able to adjust and carved out a nice career for myself.
Yeah, no doubt. And Charlotte Bobcats, Micah, can you bring that shirt? I went deep in my closet today, Reggie, because I want you to know that there are still people out there.
It's a throwback.
That have Charlotte Bobcats apparel. And this is my Gerald Wallace jersey. Now, it's been through some bleach and some stains, but I still got it to this day.
Yeah.
So I still represent the Charlotte Bobcats.
I remember those colors in that uniform very vividly.
Somebody had asked when they saw you were coming on about MJ, and I think they said Steven Jackson told a story about MJ kind of playing the guys and stuff like that. Did you have interactions with him?
Just a few conversations here and there. Unfortunately, I never got to experience him playing against us in practice or one-on-one or anything like that. Well, at least not against me, but being that he was the owner of the team, he obviously knew the players that he had on his team, the players that he signed. And so, those interactions of just kind of talking and getting some knowledge and whatnot were, things you don't forget.
I got a million NBA questions for you, but I want to get to ECU. We do have some questions coming in that we'll pass along. You can ask a question on Facebook or YouTube. Reggie will be here another 10, 15 minutes or so. But how about your role here at East Carolina? So you come in last year as a scout recruiting type role. What was your role?
Yeah,
personnel.
Director of player personnel.
Yes. Now you go to the bench. So how about that move? And I know you're excited about that, I would imagine.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Last year, being under Coach Schwartz and with the other coaches on the staff, I was able to learn a lot. Able to see how Coach wants things done and what he's looking for. And I thought last year was successful for us, especially I love what he brings to ECU. I love what he brings to the culture. This year I get to be on the floor, which is a big step up, be more hands-on. The reputation, the relationship I have with the guys is pretty solid. So now that I get to be more hands-on with them, I think it's something me personally, I can build on with them, and I think for the team, it can help us in more ways.
I love the mix of what the staff has with kind of a young and up-and-coming head coach with Mike Schwartz. You bring in the years and years of experience with Coach Adams, who comes in, and then yourself, who has that pro experience. It's a great mix, and I don't know if a player has a question, a lot of different guys they can go talk to, right?
Yeah, it's so much basketball knowledge, so much success, whether it's coaching or playing, that I would like to say, and I'm not trying to brag or anything, but for the most part, we pretty much have all bases covered in that aspect.
No doubt.
Any guys need to know anything on the court or, off the court, and any aspirations that they have after ECU.
Reggie, you always hear like kids these days and how things changed and everything. Well, Coach Schwartz is a defensive guy. I know Coach Adams has that background as well. And do kids these days, quote unquote, want to buy in, lock in, and play defense? I know RJ Felton does. He'll do it for 40 minutes. But how about the buy-in to the culture, the system, all that? I mean, that's super important. How's that part going with the kids?
That's actually been pretty great. I know most colleges, I've been around for a while, a long time in basketball, and you always don't get everyone to buy in. But the beauty of the team that we have here at East Carolina, all of our guys have bought in. They respect Coach Schwartz. They respect what he's done. And, every word that Coach has ever told them has been true. And they respect that as well, his honesty. So, all of our guys are 2 feet in. And if you are around us and around the players, they are looking forward to the season coming up.
What I really liked last year, I remember my first conversation with Coach Schwartz. Sometimes you worry if a new guy comes in, brings in transfers, those are his guys, and the returners are the old coach's guys. But he said from day one, Felton, Brandon Johnson, even Javon Small, who unfortunately is not here anymore, but the returners became Luigi. Those guys became the leaders and immediately became his guys. And we saw the growth in Brandon Johnson, RJ Felton, and that probably helped the newcomers, grow up, come along here at East Carolina. That Coach Schwartz was able to kind of identify his leaders right away.
Yeah, he places a lot of responsibility on RJ and Brandon. Being that they were, like you said, here prior, and he just has so much belief, not only in those two, but in all of our guys. And so, now that those guys, returners, Brandon, RJ, Quentin, Jaden Walker, Caleb LeCount, those guys know the system and know the culture. It actually does help bring the newcomers along, Bobby and Cam and those guys.
I was shocked last year. A lot of Pirate fans were to see Brandon Johnson stepping out, shooting threes the first game of the season. I don't have it in front of me. He shot like maybe 14 the year before and then shot 14 the first game last year or whatever. But the marked improvement he showed, can't wait to see another year of practicing this off season with him, but it brings me to a guy like Ezra and what he can do from what he showed as a freshman to how much he can grow. What have you been working on with him? What has he been working on his own to get even better his sophomore season?
So every basketball player, college, pro, you always want to add something to your game coming into the next year. And we saw how great Ezra was, driving to the basket, finishing around the basket, his athleticism, his quickness. So, just the development for him, and, I think it's just adding another layer each year as he grows. So we want him to keep attacking the basket and being aggressive in that aspect. And, hopefully we get him more consistent, stepping away from the basket, knocking down some mid-range shots here and there and some three-pointers, just evolving his game as much as we can.
And I put the jinx on him early in the season. He's got a pretty free throw stroke, but for whatever reason, he couldn't hit one. And that's got to be frustrating to him more so than anybody. Well, that's got to be a mental thing, right? Because it looks good going up, but it don't go in. What's going on?
No, Ezra works hard, man. Yeah. And he spends a lot of time in the gym working on his craft. Towards the end, I know it was a little rough for him in the beginning with his free throws, but as the season went on, he definitely got better at his free throw shooting and became pretty much more consistent in his free throw shooting. He made some big free throws in a lot of games down the stretch that helped us win. So, like I said, that's part of the improving of his game, just being more consistent. And, I think from what he did last year, he'll carry it over into this season.
What newcomers, Coach, are you excited about that you've seen so far in the gym, and guys that could play a key role on this year's team?
Bobby Pettiford, of course. He's come in, and his experience from Kansas and whatnot, and just the way he plays, I think it will be instrumental to the success of our team. Cam Hayes has been awesome as well. Him and Bobby both. Cam has been awesome. He has a nice pace to his game. It's becoming more competitive every day, and still learning the things that we do. But he's learning at such a fast pace that he's right on pace to be where he needs to be. Our freshmen, they've been looking great. Sierra Malonga figuring out his role and defining what he's going to do best for us this first year, and he'll grow as we continue at ECU. But he's been awesome. Callan Rich has been great. We love him in the low post, scoring down low in the post. Just all of our guys, TK, Takori, man, athlete.
Yeah, I've heard some things.
I mean, he jumps out the gym and he can really shoot it. He's been shooting the ball exceptionally well. Even Evan and Grant. Grant plays so hard in practice and really pushes our guys to be better. And Evan is a sniper, lights out shooter. So the guys have really all been great.
And then you still have guys we haven't talked about, and Jaden Walker was huge for this team when Javon went down with an injury and really was a kind of a calming presence at the guard. Looking forward to seeing him another year. But guys like Quentin DeBunje, Ben Biela, who got some time on the court, they're going to get even better. Valentino, like I like this roster. It's got to be some challenging practices, right? They really go at it at practice, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's very physical, very competitive, which is what we like. We want guys to compete and push each other to the next step. I think Quentin, Ben, and especially Caleb and Val, honestly, all four of those guys have taken a big step this summer in their development. And it's been exciting to watch and see them grow from last year to this year. And I think, the fans here at East Carolina and Greenville in the community will agree as well when they see these guys perform. And
the $1 million question right now, will we see Cam Hayes on the court this season? That is still to be determined, I guess.
Yeah.
As far as the second transfer, we don't know as of right now.
We don't know as of right now.
Yeah. But man, either way, we'll see him in the future, hopefully this season. But the Pirates have a nice roster here, year two of Mike Schwartz and Coach Williams.